everything we got, give it an honest shot, turning it on and off, we've been sliding, riding the highest dream, keeping the fire real, I call for you, hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for fun, with a light your fire, I've been flying up the ceiling, taken by this feeling, maybe we're invincible at last, fueling every engine, power is descending, maybe we're invincible, over the coming days, let's cut to the chase, we're gonna beat this maze, let's go deeper, I wanna reach it all, taking a leap or fall, I'll get to you, hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for fun, with a light your fire, I've been flying up the ceiling, taken by this feeling, maybe we're invincible at last, fueling every engine, power is descending, maybe we're invincible, hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for fun, with a light your fire, I've been flying up the ceiling, taken by this feeling, maybe we're invincible, I've been flying off the ceiling, and maybe we're invincible. Hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for desire. Hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for desire. Hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for desire. Hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for desire. I've been flying up the ceiling, taken by this feeling, maybe we're invincible at last, fueling every engine, power is descending, maybe we're invincible, hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for fun, with a light your fire, I've been flying up the ceiling, taken by this feeling, maybe we're invincible, hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for desire, hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for desire, hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for desire, hold your gun, cut the wire, aim for desire. I've been flying off the ceiling, taken by this feeling, baby we're invincible.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the World Wide Web. Welcome to Giants Blitz, our show, but all things football, right here on ChilliwackGiants.com. I'm your host, Mr. Tim Amy, and tonight we have a marquee matchup of the Bantam ranks for the VCFL. The Chilliwack Giants Bantam undefeated 5-0, taking on a 6-0 South Surrey, and I am joined by none other than Mr. Scott Wilkins, head coach of that very Bantam team we have. So, Scott, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Feel like I do before every game.
Are you feeling good, or are you feeling confident about tonight's game?
I'm feeling good. That's, yeah.
I
always feel the same before every game.
Okay, now, let's start at the beginning. You're a 5-0 team.
Yep.
You have not allowed any points offensively. You had a pick six.
Pick six against,
Langley last week, or 2 weeks ago, I think it was.
No, the Friday Night Lights game, Langley pick-sixed us, and
That's
then
right.
last week they kicked the Rouge against us.
Kick the Rouge. So that's not a lot of points. You have very good defense. You've had a stellar offense.
Yeah.
What makes you guys so good?
The kids bought into the system we put in place. We started off with an objective through the summer. Kids all put in the work, and they're all buying in. So, they come out and they work hard, and they're a solid bunch of kids.
Okay, when you say your system, what system are we talking about here?
Just our systems that we put in place, like our offensive systems, our defensive systems,
Right.
just how we brought it all together.
Okay,
Yeah.
where are you guys strongest?
That's a good question. I think we're pretty solid all over. I think we have a well-rounded team. We don't have many weak spots.
No.
And that's, as a head coach, that makes me very happy.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm going to plug the O-line because Matt Paisley, if I don't give the O-line
Yeah.
some credit at one point.
The
or
O-line's
other,
been great.
It's
They've
been
been
very
great.
solid. And
Yeah.
you have an excellent backfield, so of course when you have a solid O-line, it just makes them look that much better.
Well, the O-line makes those running backs look stellar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that was the past. Now we're in the present.
Yep.
This game tonight, you're going up against North Surrey. They're a very good team. What do you know about these guys?
Not much. It's impossible to find film on them. I have the film from Chili Bowl, and then I went and watched them play live one game, and that's all I have to work off of. So,
Yeah, no, and that one game was against Meadow Ridge, I believe, correct?
The one game was against Meadow Ridge, and they came back from 14-0.
Yeah, what did you like? What did it scare you a bit seeing that, or were you impressed, or what?
They're solid. They're a solid football team. They're big, they're strong, they're fast. They got a big roster, so they're not going to tire out. It's going to be a football game.
But your roster is the same size. You're a 40-man roster almost.
Yeah, pretty close.
Pretty close, yeah. So I mean, it's not a disadvantage for you, right?
No, it helps us too. Yeah, but they are solid.
Yeah.
It's a good
Any
football
player in particular that kind of scares you?
Yeah, the quarterback. He's big, he's mobile, he can throw it a mile. I mean, he looks pretty solid. And I saw him knocking down defensive backs when I watched him live, so he's pretty solid.
So if they're going to be throwing, if they got a good arm, how's your secondary?
We got a good secondary.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kids know what to do. They know how to read the quarterback, read the backfield.
Now, this is an important game because everybody's undefeated, so it's for first place.
Yeah.
You guys play again against them in North Surrey at Bear Creek 2 weeks from now.
And November 5th.
Do you let it all out tonight, or do you keep your cards a little close to your chest? Because you play in 2 weeks, and conceivably you guys could meet in the playoffs again.
Ask me at halftime.
Ask you at halftime?
We'll know that by the score.
So you may have to just open up.
We might have to bring out all the stops, and I'm assuming we will have to. So, we're going to do whatever it takes to win.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want this win?
We want this win. We want to win at home on the turf. You know, going to Bear Creek, it could be ugly on November 5th on grass field. It'll slow us down. We're a speed team.
Right.
So we need this one.
So how would you let's go to the future now. So you conceivably, or you are going to be playing on grass in November. It could be ugly. How do you train for that if we're always working on turf?
Maybe I can talk to the field guys. We can practice over on that grass field over there.
I guess so. Get the hose out,
Yeah.
wet it down.
Wet it down, make it all mucky. And no, we'll just have to keep going the way we go and have solid practices each week.
Okay.
I do not like when we do not have a good practice, so I make sure we have good practices.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, is your strategy tonight right out of the starting gate? You want to go strong? You going to hold back a bit? Are you going to go right for the end zone right off the bat?
I'm not going to say anything about that.
Come on. They're not watching live, are they? Are they?
We're going to play. We're going to play to win, and we'll do whatever it takes to put the ball in the end zone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this isn't your first rodeo.
No.
You had a very solid junior bantam team with a lot of the same players last season.
Yeah.
You went undefeated. You lost that one game in the final game.
Yeah.
How do you keep the kids focused and grounded when they've been winning so solid and so big all season?
That's been tough, but you know, you talk about actual players who made it to the NFL and talk about Walter Payton and Barry Sanders. They were never overconfident. They put in the work every day. We keep telling these kids that you got to come out, put in the work, and don't ever be overconfident. The day you're overconfident is the day you lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I just think back to that provincial final last year, and you guys fell behind for the first time ever in the whole season. And you could tell the team had a real problem with it, and it didn't cost you the game, but you just couldn't come back from that deficit.
Yeah.
Is it maybe not a bad thing to come up short in a game like this, to get the kids maybe shrink their heads a little bit, get a little more grounded, let them know that they're mortal and they can lose if they're not careful? Like, is a loss maybe not
a
little bit of a bitter medicine?
Not an option.
Cod liver oil?
Not an option.
No?
It's my job. It's the coaching staff job to make sure they're focused and ready and not overconfident.
Yeah.
You have to go play to win, and winning's the only option for these guys.
Now, how
we had kids who didn't win a game last year on
Right.
this team, and they're loving this year, so we want to keep it going for them.
right now, in terms of confident, they're confident tonight? Or are they overconfident? How does the team feel?
Well, I think every football player has to play with a bit of confidence.
Oh, of course,
Right?
yeah,
So if they didn't have a bit of confidence in them, then I would ask what's wrong,
right.
right?
I mean, they're confident, but are they overconfident?
No, not a chance.
Yeah.
Not a chance. These guys are 6-0. How can you be overconfident against a team that's 6-0?
Yeah. Are you guys a little nervous?
I'm always nervous.
What about your boys out there?
Again, there's probably nerves with that confidence, right? It's a little bit of everything. You're not human if you're not, right? So they just got to channel that and come out on the field and execute.
Okay. All right. That's excellent. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Tim.
I unfortunately cannot see this game. I have a Halloween cabaret that my daughter's in that I have to go see, but I'm going to watch the film tomorrow when I get up.
Good stuff.
I'm really heartbroken. As much as I love my daughter, I'd really like to see this game.
Yeah.
Anyway, next week coming up, we have a very special treat. Former BC Lion Angus Reid is going to be joining us for Giants Blitz and for the Friday Night Lights broadcast. So make sure you tune in next week for that show. It's going to be a really special one. He's an excellent speaker. He was a 14-year veteran, 4-time All-Star, 2-time Grey Cup winner, and loves to talk and is a very eloquent speaker. And tune in. It's going to be a really excellent show. Everyone's very excited about Angus coming in. And if you're watching Angus, thank you very much for your time because we totally appreciate it. So
that's awesome.
Scott,
thanks, Tim.
Good luck.
Right on.
Thank you very much for
Go
getting
Giants.
blitzed. Go Giants. Thank you for getting blitzed this Friday night. Thank you our executive producers, Mr. Tom Caverly, Mr. Wayne Bjorgi, producer Robbie Snooks, our tech producer, Cabana Boy, AJ Cabana, and, of course, all the cast and crew, and Jillian Fraser, our social media empress extraordinaire who puts everything online for us and does such a great job. I'm your host, Tim Amy. Thanks for getting blitzed right here, ChilliwackGiants.com.
Take everything we got, give it an honest shot. Turning it on and off, we've been sliding. Riding the highest dream, keeping the fire real. I call for you. Hold your gun, cut the wire. Aim for fun, with a light your fire. I've been flying off the ceiling, taken by this feeling. Maybe we're invincible at last. Fueling every engine, power is descending. Maybe we're invincible. Over the coming days, let's cut to the chase. We're gonna beat this maze, let's go deeper. I wanna reach it all, taking a leap or fall. I'll get to you. Hold your gun, cut the wire. Aim for fun, with a light your fire. I've been flying off the ceiling, taken by this feeling. Maybe we're invincible at last. Fueling every engine, power is descending. Maybe we're invincible. Hold your gun, cut the wire. Aim for fun, with a light your fire. I've been flying off the ceiling, taken by this feeling. Maybe we're invincible. I've been flying off the ceiling, and maybe we're invincible. Hold your gun, cut the wire. Aim for desire. Hold your gun, cut the wire. Aim for desire. Hold your gun, cut the wire. Aim for desire. Hold your gun, cut the wire. Aim for desire. I've been flying off the ceiling, taken by this feeling. Maybe we're invincible at last. Fueling every engine, power is descending. Maybe we're invincible. Hold your gun, cut the wire. Aim
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Townsend Park. Tonight we'll see the undefeated Chilliwack Giants against the undefeated North Surrey Tigers in the Bantam Division. Let's begin with the visiting North Surrey Tigers. Number 1, Niko Pavicic. Number 2, Adriel Soriano. Number 3, Natol Tadais. Number 5, Dante Vatkin. Number 6, Adam Jordan Baker. Number 8, Jack Deacon. Number 10, Harold David Rhodes. Number 11, Manraj Sahota. Number 15, Damian Brown. Number 17, Kevin Palacio. Number 18, Kyung Hyung Hong. Number 20, Joshua Park. Number 23, Justice Fee. Number 30, Thunder Dennis. Number 31, Blake Vatkin. 32, Thomas Ong. Number 33, Kelvin Kim. Number 34, Jamil Youssef. Number 37, Julian Moya. Number 44, Jacob Horton. Number 50, Mohammed Falyaz. Number 51, Rajan Sidhu. Number 52, Brennan Huang. Number 55, Eric Mueller. Number 57, Jalen Linsang Reyes. Number 60, Noah Jaggart. Number 68, Hayden Gabranson. Number 75, Declan Daluz. Number 77, Adriana Mori. Number 84, Gavraj Dhaliwal. Hope I got that right. And number 99, Xavier Bozak. The North Surrey Tigers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for the hometown Chilliwack Bantam Giants, number 1, Mufid Romea. Number 5, Caleb Spanner. Number 6, Noah Sprangers. Number 7, Carson Dick. Number 8, Justin Kennedy. Number 10, Jacob Dick. Number 11, Tayton Ginger. Number 12, Grayson Frick. Number 14, Hayden Dalby. Number 16, Josh Jansen. Number 19, Christopher Haworth. Number 20, Michael Hopwood. Number 25, Jackson Saunders. Number 27, Connor Wilde. Number 28, Paris Maston. Number 33, Jacob Brown. Number 34, Jackson Wilkins. Number 36, Davies Mitchell. Number 41, Noah Saunders. Number 48, Jackson Webster. Number 54, Dylan Myers. Number 56, Zachary Wilson. Number 57, Kane Freeze. Number 62, Braden Dick. Number 63, Blake Goward. Number 65, Gregory Roberts Jr. Number 66, Andrew Smith. Number 67, Cole Kelly. Number 68, Corey Lamb. Number 72, Mason Murphy. Number 73, Arden Lowen. Number 77, Avery Aid. Number 82, Gavin. 78, what's your name? Number 78, Ethan Paisley. Number 82, Gavin Thomas. Number 87, Jaden Vander Molen. Number 88, Logan Buckwitz. And number 89, Jaden Cousins. Your Mad Butcher Bantam Chilliwack Giants. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if you could stand and please remove your hats for the singing of the national anthem.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. Let's make some noise.
Well, good evening. Welcome to Friday Night Lights here at Townsend Park Field. It's Warren Anders along with Matt Macri as we get set for two undefeated teams to meet for the first time in the regular season, Matt. Now, they did do an exhibition game, part of the Chili Bowl, and It was a last-second touchdown win for Chilliwack, but you talk to either coach, and they'll say that was the dress rehearsal for what we'll see tonight.
Well, that was a long time ago in football land, that's for sure. They did that, I think, second week of August, and we're towards the end of October here. So these teams have probably come a long way since then. You're going to see a lot different teams out there, that's for sure.
And the three-headed beast for the Chilliwack Giants in the backfield should be a lot to handle for this undefeated Tigers team, who are the defending provincial champions, by the way.
Yeah.
Only 5 guys returning, though, from talking to the coaching staff from that. But you look at the likes of Jackson Saunders, 6 touchdowns this year. Logan the Beast Buckwitz, who's an absolute load to try to take down in his first year at Bantam. As the kickoff is underway, and it will be the Giants receiving in the navy blue with the pink socks. And a nice run right up the middle, number 25, the aforementioned Jackson Saunders.
Yeah, and Jackson is perfect. He gets underneath his ball and he just runs forward, takes the yards that are given to him, which is a great way to return the opening kick, and gets me really good field position too. I think they're sitting around the 42-yard line there, 43-yard line. The running game here, I mean, it's unbelievable. Like you said, you got Logan Buckowitz, who's just a man amongst boys out there. And then you got Jackson Saunders, who's a tank, and then you've got number 11, Tatum Geiger, who's got the speed to the outside. So you can hit him 3 ways with these Giants.
Grayson Frick under center. So go to the air right away. Quick pass and a catch near the first down, a gain of about 8 yards, depending on where it's spotted. And that one caught by number 41, Noah Saunders.
Yeah, and it was Frick gets that ball out of his hands in a hurry, which is great for Chilliwack. And just puts it on a rope into Saunders' chest, just shy of the first down marker.
So Frick 1 for 1, and talking to the coaching staff, and they said, you know what Scott Wilkins said, we are very well balanced. We don't really have many weaknesses in any area. They'll be put to the test tonight, though, against a very good North Surrey Tigers team. It's Frick again with 2 in the backfield. And there's the give. Quick cut outside, and we see that great run there all the way up to the 48-yard line, and there is a flag on the play.
Well, number 23 of the North Surrey does a great job of stopping Jackson Saunders. Jackson Saunders runs so hard. You see he gets out to the outside here, and he's running fast past everybody, but 23 gets down and takes his ankles out. And you can't run, you can't. Oh, and it looks like there's too many men on the field, and they're going to decline that penalty and move the sticks.
So 12-yard run for Jackson Saunders, picking up where he left off. This offense has rolled up a ton of points this year, the Chilliwack Giants have.
They have. But number 23, Justin Fee for North Surrey, they're great tackle, goes down low and takes the legs out. That's the only way to bring these 2 guys down. Buckowitz and Saunders, you got to take their feet out from underneath them.
Frick now will load up with 3 to the right side. Fakes the reverse, then a little shovel pass ahead. Once again, they'll go to number 25, Jackson Saunders, and he'll drive it all the way up to close to the 35-yard line, maybe the 36 there.
Yeah, no, he gets really close to another first down here, and it nice little fakes the handoff on the jet and just shovels it forward to Saunders, who runs into a couple of Tigers, but then pushes his way 3 yards further before they take him down.
So a gain of, looks like about 15 on that play there. Nice run by Jackson Saunders, who's piled up 27 all-purpose yards already on 2 plays. We'll spot that at the 36. Frick's got the offense rolling here. He'll go under center now with motion on both the left and right side. And a quick little handoff, and that one read very well by the Surrey Tigers as they'll take down Logan Buckwitz for a very short game.
Well, and, you got a game plan for Buckowitz. He's a big part of this team. He's a big part of the offense and the defense. So you got to be prepared for him. And you see that 3 guys came off and went to tackle him right away. And they're not gonna waste time and let him get easy yards. They're gonna be bodies on him fast.
Well, we've seen Buckwitz in the likes of zone bowls and even the previous Friday Night Lights, and if you don't get him early, it's going to take 3 or 4 guys to drag him down.
Yeah, and you see with their tackling that they've Surrey's obviously prepared themselves for making sure they take the feet out of these runners.
Ball at the 33, and there's another handoff to Buckwitz. He'll straight arm one man. Excellent tackle there, and that one looks like maybe a loss of about 1 on the play.
Well, and that was a brief tackle. That was number 11 man rush Sahota. And he wrapped him up high and brought him down. Typically, Buckowitz throws those bodies just off of him. He breaks the first tackle there, but then Sahota gets a hold of him and just wrestles him to the ground. Good tackle.
So the North Surrey defense shown they've come to play tonight. Both coaching staffs were saying, you know what, we don't care if we meet again in 2 weeks. We're not going to leave anything out in the open, anything to doubt in this game. As they'll now bring up third down here.
Yeah.
And they're going for it. Frick under center, drops back, pressure up top, good protection, and they'll throw it long. Two-man coverage, and he catches it.
Beautiful passing catch. Beautiful passing catch. And I'm trying to get a number there. It's number 89. 89 is Jaden Cousins.
An amazing catch
No.
made by number
And Frick here, he is fabulous. He drops back, gets all kind of time. What a great blocking by the O-line here to give him time to throw that ball. And then Cousins just pushes back, gets himself back a bit, separates a bit from the defender, gets up and catches the ball at the highest point, and he's on the 1 yard line.
So that's a 32-yard reception for Cousins. Great presence there from Frick to recognize.
Sorry, my bad. He's on the 4 yard line.
Okay, so that is a 28 if my math is somewhat accurate. Nonetheless, they're pressuring now in the red zone, and Frick with the handoff. Saunders plows ahead. Great push back there from the North Surrey defense, and they will stall that impending touchdown there.
Yeah, keeps him from getting across the goal line there. I think he moved up about a yard or two. So, yeah, now they're going to be,
So gain of about 3 on the play.
About 3, yeah.
This is where you've got a big guy like Buckwitz. This might be Buckwitz time, and there's Miller time, and then there's Buckwitz time, and this could be it here.
Well, and Coach Wilkins, the head coach of the Giants, is smart. He knows everybody's thinking that same thing. I think you're going to see something sneaky here.
Grayson Frick now as they bring out the big unit. There's a handoff to Saunders. Moves it ahead. Hands are up. Touchdown, Chilliwack Giants.
Yeah, see, I told you, Buckwitz lead blocker and give it to Saunders and just let him follow the big man into the end zone.
So a very methodical opening offensive drive by the Mad Butcher Bantam Giants out of Chilliwack.
Well, and they stayed away from Buckwitz because you know that he's gonna the teams are gonna game plan for him. They go to I'd hate to call him Plan B. How about A2? And Jackson Saunders, because any team would love to have him running the ball for them. They go to him early, and then they go back to Buckwitz. They see that Surrey has game plan for him. So what do? Go to the air. Grayson Frick, we saw it last year. We saw it earlier this year. He can throw. Give him the ball.
Apparently, he was actually the backup quarterback up until a few games ago, and the starter got hurt, and he's taking the bull by the horns and run with it.
Yeah, Josh Jansen, number 16, was their starter. It was actually here on Friday Night Lights. Me and Tim saw it actually happen, and it was unfortunate, too, because Josh was having a great game. He's really come along. I saw him play last year in the Valley Thunder, and then back playing quarterback again this year, and he's just made leaps and strides from what I saw from last year to this year. And then he went down and got hurt there. And Frick had to step in, and they haven't missed a beat. So Frick was the starting quarterback on the team that won second in the provincials last year, JB. So he knows what he's doing back there.
There's a kick now and a long drive by Christopher Hallworth. Loose ball. Now it's picked up by North Surrey deep in their zone, and he'll make it up to about the 10-yard line, so a lot of field for the North Surrey Tigers to have to make up to drive down and match what the Giants did on their opening drive.
Well, a booming kick here, and all the way down, Hallworth just smokes it. But then it bounces, and the North Surrey guy doesn't really move on it right away, and it rolls past him all the way down to the 1 yard line, so he was lucky to get it back out to the 10. He seemed to freeze a little bit there and didn't get after the ball in a hurry.
Now, North Surrey missing one of their big three weapons, and Niko Pavicic is injured right now, who wears number 1 for them. But from what we understand, the quarterback, number 10, Harold Rhodes, he's a big man, and he can launch the ball. And they said they've got a few guys that can really rope it down to if he can chuck it down there. So the secondary is going to be tested. However, they'll stick to the ground first. A nice run right up the middle. Good job by the opening offensive line to open up a hole there.
Yep. These North Surrey jerseys kill me because you can't really see the number too well. But the running back gets the ball here and pounds it, and it's not till he gets into starts to get in the second level that Jackson Saunders gets him and takes him down to the ground.
So 2-yard gain for the Tigers, and you have to think they're going to try to go to the air to try to give themselves a little more breathing room being buried way back there. There's a handoff, though, and they'll reverse it over to the right side. Dart his way back into the middle, still on his feet, and then he's driven down at about the 14, 15-yard line, maybe a gain of 2 or 3 on the play.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be right on the 15-yard line there, or fairly close. They get around to the outside there in a hurry, but he's met by the defenders over there. I mean, you got Buckowitz playing outside linebacker. You got number 6, which is Noah Sprangers playing halfback, and they just shut down the outside on him there. He's a big punt here. Oh, got blocked.
Figure on it now, and so, boy, talk about good field position.
Yeah.
Coaches love that when you can get inside the 30-yard line to start your opening drive.
Let's see if I can get a number on who got their hand on it, because that was a great job there to get up. And it looked like it was Buckowitz, actually, that got in there and got his hand up there and knocked it out of bounds there. Right about the 15-yard line. So you're sitting, what, about 1st and 10 from about the 13.
So for these North Surrey Tigers who are 6-0 coming into the season, this is where, your mettle gets tested here. You haven't really faced the same adversity. Apparently, though, they were down 14-0 in a game earlier, I think, to Ridge Meadows, and came back and won, and Coach Wilkins was quite impressed from Chilliwack. There's the handoff now, and good job by the defensive line, again, of the North Surrey Tigers, really bottling things up and not giving much space to the running back for Chilliwack.
Yeah. It was number 11, Tatum Ganger there, who gets the ball and gets wrapped up right away and then rolled backwards and brought down. And not much of a gain at all, maybe a yard.
Short gain there, maybe 1 yard. That'll be 2nd and 9 Giants.
So Tigers have shown a penchant of really showing and then closing the hole rather quickly, too. And so it's going to be a good battle in the trenches, and every diehard football fan and coach absolutely loves those little battles.
Yep, yeah. No, Surrey's not going to give you much up the middle.
Line up now. Frick, though, go to the air, throws it, and
incomplete.
That'll be the first miss for him. He's gone to the air a couple of times today.
Yep. Yeah, no, he gets it out. He gets it out fast, and I think the defender on that side. And unfortunately, sorry to anybody that from North Surrey that's listening, but I really can't see the numbers very well with the black on black there. But the defender comes in nicely, and as soon as the ball hit his hands, the defender hit him, and that ball went careening off. Great defensive play to make sure that ball wasn't caught.
Looks like they're going to go for it. Grayson Frick lines up again under center. He's got a couple in the backfield. Like with 2 receivers each side in motion. Frick now the handoff to Buckwitch. Will barrel his way outside, sheds 1 tackle. Couldn't shed the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. That managed to swarm him. And
yeah, now we got the pushing and shoving starting early here. So like I said, they've game planned for Buckowitz right away here. He gets the ball, and you got the defender chasing him. The outside linebacker comes off, slows him up enough to let the other guys come in and wrap him up for a loss, actually. It moved him back up to about the 15-yard line. So
loss of about 2 on the play then.
Yeah. So great defensive play. The Surrey defense has come ready to play.
You have to think, though, that these negative yards for Buckwitz won't carry on as the game goes on and bodies get a little more tired from all the tackling.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, he's just a hammer out there. So every time they tackle him, he's hitting them. So, and that's going to hurt them in the long run.
North Surrey now. Looks like somebody jumped early, and now they'll throw the flag.
Yep. And looks like it's probably going to go back 5 yards on this one. I think it was a procedure call.
So penalty, and Here, the cheerleaders out. Always a great night here on Friday Night Lights at Townsend Field. It doesn't matter if the Adams are playing, the Pee-wees, the JBs, or the Bantams. Always great crowd support also. And
Well, you love to see the enthusiasm of the cheerleaders, but I feel for them. I mean, cheerleaders should be wearing gloves and toques. I tell you, we were here for one game a couple weeks back, and the rain was coming sideways, and they didn't stop then either. So they
say just the players are tough, eh?
Yeah, all types of weather.
So after turnover on downs, and there's the handoff and a nice move outside. Oh, what a great shoestring tackle at the last moment. As there was some daylight there, but it closed up in a hurry.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't catch a number there, but he got the ball. Didn't really get too far forward on it, but he hit that line hard, that's for sure. There we got the replay here. And there he comes through. And has to break it to the outside, and then, yeah.
Yeah, it looked
Probably
like
a
he
yard.
had a nice hole opened up, and then just credit the defense of getting in there and,
Shutting it down.
yeah, willing his way in. I'll bring up second and long now. Goes to the air, almost picked off. What a great catch.
Oh,
Oh, my goodness. That'll move it all the way up to about the 25-yard line.
and I think it's going to still be short of the first down marker. But two things happened there. Okay, so it was an underthrown ball, and the defender went up to get it and bounces it in the air to the receiver. But then when they hit him, they drove him forward 3 yards. So now it's going to be third and about 1 yard for the Tigers here.
I mean, you got to be lucky to be good, as they say sometimes. And so the North Surrey Tigers now going to look at the size of the quarterback. An imposing figure there, and he'll try to barrel his way ahead. However, there is orange on the field. And
Yeah. So what happened there is everybody came in nice and tight, but the one guy, I saw the one guy on the end here stepped over the line of scrimmage early. So this is an interesting play. I really like this. Everybody comes down like it's going to be a wedge, but the slot back who came in on the crack came across the line a little bit early, so that's going to go back 5 yards. And I don't know if they're going to go back to the punt on this one. I mean,
that was turnover on down, so now it's...
no, it's not turnover on
Oh,
downs.
it's not?
No, it was a penalty, so you redo the down.
Last time I listened to the in-house announcer. Now third down, and it looks like they are headed back in the punting position. In games like this, are you surprised if they maybe try a trick play here or there as the game goes on, or is that kind of held in check until the big games?
I think it's a little bit early in the game to do that. I mean, you're only down by 6. Oh, it's the end of the first quarter already. Holy smokes, that was quick.
So Ramaya with the punt return all the way up to about the 32, maybe 33 yard.
And Mufid gets the kick here, fields it cleanly, and starts to run forward. But his own guy gets in his way there, and it kind of slows him down, so he doesn't get a good head of steam. So when he hits the tacklers, he's only coming at about half speed. Mufid usually runs a lot faster than that, and when he hits that line, that scrum, he usually does some damage. But there, he just didn't have any speed behind him.
Still got about 15 yards on the return. That means the Giants will set up around the 25, 26-yard line. Or 30, 31. Frick now with the handoff, and this time they go to Buckwitz, and he's met again. Boy, it's like they've watched a little bit of film, and right now they are reading that cleanly. 3 men on the tackle, 1 low, and everyone else swarms in there.
Well, that seems to be what they've worked on with him. And, I mean, I've got to say, though, North Surrey's always been a very good defensive team, right? The coaching staff of North Surrey coaches the defense, starts at the defense and works out to the offense, which I appreciate as a defensive coach myself, right? But the one knock on anybody trying to tackle Buckowitz is they always reach for his shoulders or his hips. Lots of power there. You go down, you get a hold of those feet, and you don't let them go anywhere, and then your buddies come in and help clean it up. So they're playing Buckowitz perfectly right now.
So that's the end of the first quarter. 6-0 lead for the Chilliwack Giants. After Saunders punched it in from 1 yard out to give the only score of the game so far. Credit the North Surrey Tigers defense. Very stifling to the Giants' attack, especially on the ground when it comes to Buckwitz so far.
We had a couple of runs by the Giants there, but it was that big passing play by Frick to Cousins that moved him all the way down the field and to the 4 yard line. and then they were able to punch it in from there. But nobody's been able to sustain a drive beyond that one drive yet so far today.
Frick with 3 in the backfield. There's to give to Buckwitz now.
There
Looks
we
for
go.
the hole. Now he's found it. Buckwitz charging way up. He's got 10 yards. Still on his feet. Up to 15. Dodges another tackle, and he's brought down after a gain of about 17 yards.
Number 88, Logan
Well,
Buckwitz.
and you watch here, the initial block off the edge here is fabulous to get him that hole. And I think that was Saunders. Yeah, it was definitely Jackson Saunders that made that block there to get him out to that outside. And that wasn't there on his last runs. That block, that initial block, just to give him that hole. And that was a great job by Saunders there to make room for him.
And then you saw Buckwitz when he got in the open field. Boy, he's a handful to try to bring down one-on-one, and he shed a couple tackles there before they were finally able to put him down as Frick goes to work again. In the middle of the field, 3 in the backfield. Receiver in motion on the right side. There's a handoff. They'll go to Buckwitz again, looking for daylight. Can't find any on that side. Tries to bring it back the other way, and a good tackle there by the Tigers defense to limit his gain.
Well, once Buckwitz gets rolling, you don't want to step in front. I'd rather step in front of a moving car. But here again, we got Saunders gets out as the lead blocker here, and he blocks the guy, but he blocks him right into Buckwitz' pass. So Buckwitz has to cut back in, and there's a bunch of Tigers there that there's just no room for him to go anywhere.
Gain of about 3 yards. They'll bring up a 2nd and 7 now with 10.5 remaining here in the second quarter. Well-played game. You'd expect nothing less from 2 teams that are combined 11-0 on the season. Frick once again as they stick to the ground, stick to Buckwitz, and this time he'll bullet ahead. And he's in. Touchdown, Giants.
Yeah, that was beautiful. That was classic Buckwitz right there. Great lead block by Saunders, and bam.
So there's 2 of the 3-headed monster punching their way into the end zone now for the Giants. And Geiger, I'm sure, licking his lips, thinking about his opportunity hopefully coming soon. Last point after attempt was blocked, I believe. It went wide, and so they'll try their luck again here. And good pressure there, and it's up, and it's good. However,
The PAT is good, but there is a flag on the play.
Yeah, we don't put the PAT up until they decide what the flag is. It's against Chilliwack, though.
Okay, yeah, so there's a flag on the play here. A lot of times it could be put on after the kick, or on the kick. Yeah.
so it is going to stand, so it's good, and that will bring up a 13-0 lead for Chilliwack. Just over 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
So the PAT will stat.
So Buckwitz, nice on that play, stymied to no yards on this first attempt to end the first quarter. They switched it around, and he ended up gaining 33 yards on the ground to go with that touchdown. So he got rolling there as soon as he found a little daylight.
Well, I was getting him a lead blocker. I mean, a lot of the plays that they were running there, he was isolated, hoping his size, speed, and strength would get him out there, but it wasn't. So great adjustment. I mean, so soon in the game, too. Coach Wilkins adjusts and gets him a lead blocker, and wow, just worked wonders for him there. And right after, well, I guess it didn't sustain a huge drive. It was only from the 35-yard line. So, but I mean, a couple of plays and then bam into the end zone.
We saw Hallworth boom it last time on the kickoff, and we'll see if he's got some more mustard in that leg here as he makes sure they got the right amount of people on the field in the right position. Neat to see both teams wearing those pink socks honoring Breast Cancer Awareness Month this year. And he'll line that one deep. A nice snag there by the Tigers. He sees a hole on his horse, and he makes his way all the way up to close to the 50-yard line. Good return by the Tigers, number 11.
Best field position that the Tigers have started with today, too. So, yeah, this number 11, Sahota there, catches the ball over his head, too. I mean, it's scary. I would have backed up for that one, but he grabs it up over his head and just starts running forward, and he gets the seam here, and he gets going, and it isn't until, I'm trying to see the number, I think it's number 6, Noah Sprangers that gets wraps him up and just rides him down to the ground, way up about the 49-yard line.
Good field position for the Tigers to go to work with Rhodes under center. Two in the backfield. Receivers in motion. There's a handoff, a quick little give, and that'll be a gain of about 4, maybe 5 yards.
Number 34 is the runner there for North Surrey, and he powers his way up.
Jamil Youssef.
Jamil Youssef, and he powers himself forward and just drives a few bodies back out of his way before he's brought down.
A nice job by the offensive line, too, to open that little bit of a hole on the quick give as he was in motion quickly. And once again, they'll fake. And now Rhodes will roll out under pressure, still on his feet. And he's met by Buckwitch and elects to go out of bounds, and probably a good decision there, close to the first down.
It looked like a little miscommunication happened back there. Yeah, I think thought he was supposed to hand it to the other guy, but then forgot to hand it to the running back, and a great job to go crud and just take off and run and still pick up a couple of yards. I mean, he looked like for a while here he was going to get caught in the backfield behind the original line of scrimmage before he gets up past the down marker, and I think it's 3rd and about 3 now.
You like the sportsmanship there. He wrapped him up, but he didn't drive him down. And
Yeah, that's Buckwitz for you. Buckwitz is, he's not a cheap shot artist. He wrapped him up. He saw he was going out of bounds, and he just made sure he kept going out of bounds.
Rhodes in the gun, and he overthrows the intended target. This will be a turnover on downs, and they were intending the pass for Natol Tadais.
If you watch here, it looks like Rhodes was expecting him to do a bit deeper of a slant, and he came in tight. He does a bit more angling up the field on that slant play there. He's gone. He's behind the whole defense, and he's going towards the end zone.
So we saw the Giants open up strong on their first drive of the second quarter, much like their first drive of the first quarter. Very strong. We'll see if they can continue that momentum here. There's a 13-0 lead for the hosts here at Townsend Park Field. Friday Night Lights. Warren Anders, Matt Macri. Great to be with you along with the cast of thousands working for VVN Sports. Pleased to bring you community football at its finest. 2 undefeated teams going toe-to-toe as Grayson Frick now will move into the gun. Receivers in motion to the right side. Fakes the handoff. Goes deep. He's got a man open, and he catches it. Number 20, Michael Hopwood, showing some hop there as he pushed off on the defender and snared that one in.
Michael Hopwood.
Well, I wasn't going to point out the fact that he pushed off on the defender because that's actually a penalty. But yeah, you're not wrong there. A bit of hand fighting going on, and it looked like they're shoving on both sides. But Hopwood's able to get the separation he needs. He beats the defender cleanly off the line there, and then a little bit of maybe a little bit of a push, but
you see that all the time. So
yeah, but it's not allowed. That's it's
a 25-yard gain. Frick now will hand off. Good speed. There's Geiger. We talked about him. The third of the 3-headed monster, and he'll move it ahead very close to a first down.
And then he gets the ball here, and he heads upfield off tackle and just keeps driving the legs, even when he gets wrapped up around the waist here. Now, he does a great job. He sees there's nothing in the middle, so he bounces outside off the tackle. He gets wrapped up early by the other number 11, and he just keeps driving his feet. Brings him I guess enough for a first down. So, good job.
You look at the speed he moves at, just those quick little steps.
Yeah, that was a great cut to the outside when he saw there was nothing in the middle.
Frick under center. They'll go back to Geiger now, and he'll cut his way out to the right side. Avoids one tackle, still on his feet, looking for daylight. Avoids another one now. Ganger still on his feet.
Oh.
Drives his way ahead. Won't get back to the original line of scrimmage, I don't believe, but boy, what a great east-west run.
Well, that was a jailbreak for sure. He was just
cue the AC/DC.
Yeah, no kidding, because he swings one way, breaks that tackle there. Someone tried to grab the top of his shoulders. Then he breaks the tackle in the backfield, and then he's finally brought down right on. I lost about a yard on the play. So not too bad, but that was a lot of work to go backwards, that's for sure.
You can almost see him pulling a Russell Crowe. Are you not entertained? Frick now under center. Giants threatening North Surrey, though, holding the dam so far here is Frick with the pitch back. Here's Saunders. There's one straight arm. Bulls ahead, but once again, the North Surrey Tigers stand their ground. And
Maybe another loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, he's right close, right close. I think it's be 3rd and 11 here. But you watch this, they fake it to Geiger, but no one buys it. And then he options way too quick. The defenders didn't bite on him enough for him to throw it to Saunders there. And Saunders just got lit up right away.
There we go. 3rd down and long. Frick will push back. He doesn't wait long. Throws it up. Overthrows his man. Number 36, Davies Mitchell. The Gazelle, as they call him. The intended target, but probably about 5 yards out of his reach.
When he's double coverage, too, and I think it was a good choice by Frick when he went to release that ball. I think he realized that he was in double coverage and just threw it deep to make sure no one can catch it.
So about 5.5 remaining here in the first half. It's been an entertaining game. North Surrey standing their ground, and now they'll try to get themselves going on the offensive side. The defensive line said, hey, we've done our job. Let's go offense, pick it up here. And so they will go to work. And you have to wonder how much of a loss having number 1, Nico Pavicic, who's one of their big stars on the offensive side and big rangy receiver, having him out of the lineup has hurt them so far. Rhodes with the pitch back. Trying to make his way out to the right side and cut around the corner. It'll be a gain of about 5 or 6 yards, maybe more.
Ball carrier number 17.
That's
Kevin Hurtado.
number 17, Kevin Hurtado, gets the ball there. And great speed to the outside and just gets up the field just short of the first down marker here. But he just keeps outrunning the defenders, and finally there's just too many of them for him that he has to step out of bounds.
And apparently, as I heard in the introductions, he likes to be called Pavicic. Or no, he had another name. He didn't want to be called Hurtado, but he's getting stuck with Hurtado now because that's what we have on the sheet.
Oh.
He whispered it about 3 times to me as I was doing the introduction.
Oh, okay. We'll just call you Kevin. How's that?
There's a handoff and driven back. Oh, my goodness. That's just Dante Vatkin was the quarterback. Handed that back and punched their way through to the Giants' defensive line.
When he gets forward here, and then the Giants stop him, but then they just keep driving him backwards, which doesn't really move the ball back, but it makes him think twice about running through that hole again.
Jackson Saunders showing he's valuable on both sides of the ball there, one of the lead tacklers on that play. Bring up 3rd down, and the North Surrey Tigers trying to get themselves sparked offensively will go to work. Rhodes once again. There's the handoff now, looking for daylight. He's got enough for the first down. Still on his feet. Drives his way ahead to the contingent of North Surrey fans, and you like that, everyone patting each other on the back. Number 11, Manraj Sahota.
Well, and we've said his name a lot today. I mean, he's quite the football player. Comes across on the jet here and just starts moving bodies out of his way to keep going. And it's not until number 11, Tatum Ganger, comes in and wraps him up and takes him down. Now we got someone hurt on the play here. Number 36, Davies Mitchell, taking a knee over here. Looks like he might have got banged up on that play.
Both squads very fortunate to have large numbers on their rosters, which is good. You never like to see somebody hurt. The good news is when that happens, though, if you've got the numbers, you can plug somebody in until hopefully they shake it off if it's not a severe injury.
Yeah. Well, Davies is up walking on his own, heading off to the sideline. So I'm holding his hand out, so I think he might have just hurt his hand. Hopefully they'll be able to clean it up, wrap it up, get him back out there. I hope he's not hurt too badly.
North Surrey, another well-coached team. 23 years, the head coach was telling me he's been involved with community football.
North Surrey.
The drop back to pass, got a man open, almost intercepted. Good play there by number 1, Mufid Romea, showing he's not just a kick returner.
No, he's a great safety. He gets in there and he just messes that up enough because number 34 for the offense there, Jamil Yusuf beats them, but he gets his hand up there enough just to mess up that ball, so he can't bring it in.
So I'll bring up 2nd down and 10. Tigers go to work. Clearing out the load up 3 on the right side. In motion. Throws a rope, and then it's dropped down. And once again, the intended target, number 11, Manraj Sahota.
11, Monraj Hoda.
Yeah, and it was a bit off his outside hip. And you watch here, he puts it on a rope, which is a pretty good pass, but it's just about a bit to his left. He has to turn his body to get it, and then the defender's on him. Makes it really hard to bring it in. If that was right in the gut, I think he takes that down with him. But just because it was on his outside hip there, he kind of got spun around a bit.
3:20 remaining here in the first half. 13-0 lead for the host Chilliwack Giants. Both teams undefeated. North Surrey 6-0 on the season as they'll go back to punt. A line drive, and that one bobbled and then picked up by Romea. Now he'll cut his way over to the right side, and he is still
The ball's
fumble.
loose.
Recovered by his teammate, and so we'll buy him a root beer after the game for that one.
Yeah, it was Geiger gets back there and recovers the ball 3 yards further back than Romaya got tackled. So, I mean, luckily that Mufid or Tayton was able to get on that ball for Mufid there. So first things first is he hits the ball in the air but doesn't bring it in. That eliminates the 5-yard rule. And then when he gets tackled, he drops the ball. He runs backwards, gets tackled, drops the ball, and it goes backwards even further. You got to play those punts cleaner than that.
All those line drives are really hard to contend with, especially when they're coming right at your helmet.
Yeah, no, I get you. But take a step back. I mean, it's funny. You watch on the punt returners here are all stepping forward. Take a step back. Let it hit the ground in front of you. You get 5 yards, right?
Frick will quarterback draw. Didn't fool North Surrey in there on the tackle, number 20, Joshua Park.
Quarterback number 12, Grayson Frick.
Now it'll start on the ready.
Trying to throw down a surprise play there. Unfortunately, it didn't work.
Gain of about 2, maybe 3. We haven't seen Frick run much, but I guess when you've got the running backs he doesn't really have to.
He doesn't really need to, no.
Gets the call from the coach, but coach, we've got these good runners. Why don't we use them?
Yeah.
Line up with 2 in the backfield. Frick now drops back to pass, throws a nice one, wide open receiver, and he'll move it ahead up to the 40-yard line.
That's going to be enough for a first down, it looks like.
So an 8-yard reception.
Pass made to number 41, Noah Saunders. Pass complete. Ball's on the 40-yard line. First and 10 Giants.
Noah reminding us there's 2 Saunders on this team with a nice reception there.
Yeah. Great little pass catch going on there. Doesn't pick up much yardage after the catch, but he gets the first down, and that's all you need. Keep moving those sticks. We're down to 2 minutes left in the first half already, so it's a fast-moving game.
Chilliwack's done a nice job of sustaining a few drives here. There's a handoff. Buckwitz. Looks like...
Well, they don't actually tackle him, but they just stop him from moving forward. And I guess that's a way of doing it with Buckowitz. But you see the first defender comes in, and he tries to grab the ball. It kind of made me laugh a little because you watch here, he gets the handoff, and I didn't even see where the ball went. I didn't know Buckowitz had it first. But he comes up and he grabs at the ball on Buckowitz. I mean, like, you might as well try and get your leg out of a bear hole trap, buddy. Like, seriously, he ain't letting go of that. And he's so big and strong upper body that he just latches onto that ball. I don't think I've ever seen him drop the ball.
That's every coach is looking at that thinking that's a good thing to have. And
Yeah. No, he's high and tight. He carries that ball right.
this time they'll go to Saunders. Oh, and he is taken down on a heavy tackle. Boy, number 20, Joshua Park, making his presence felt on the defensive side. That's the second straight solo tackle he's done, and a great job.
Oh, it's fabulous. He comes off whoever was blocking him here and just a little high, wraps him up, gets a hold of a shirt, and just takes him down. And Saunders is sitting on the ground going, "Do you get the number of that truck that hit me?" Wow, that was a great tackle by Park.
Clock continues to tick. They'll stop it for a moment. 1.5 minutes to go here in the first half. 13-0 lead. Chilliwack Giants, sponsored by Mad Butcher, as they face the North Surrey Tigers. Warren Andrews and Matt Macri, along with VBN Sports. It's great to have you with us on another edition of Friday Night Lights. And you like that, number 1? We talked about him, Niko Pavicic. He's injured, but he's in there rallying the troops, and that's what you like to see from your leaders in there.
Yeah.
If you can't play, contribute another way.
And I love seeing that. I mean, you get so many boys that, they're hurt, they just stay home. But the ones that care about the team and care about the sport show up anyways. I saw one of the Giants players on crutches over on the sideline over there. And you got
Avery Aid.
Avery A, that's right. And I heard a high ankle sprain last night. Last play of the practice last night it happened. And he's their strongest tackler. He's probably their best tackler.
I could hear those crutches crying as they were supporting him.
Yeah, no, he's a great defender, and to lose him on a game on the eve of a game like this, the coaches must have been sweating a little bit. But I mean, and then you got Josh Jansen out there. Jersey on and cheering his team on as well. These are guys that this means something to them. So it's good to see.
Mother Nature's cooperated so far as the rain has subsided. A bit of wind out there on an October evening as we inch a little closer to Halloween. Frick in the gun, a high snap. He'll snare that down. Throws it ahead, and that one over the intended target. Buckwitz driving out from the backfield and trying to throw a little surprise into the game.
Well, and Frick's got his hands on his head. I was watching them practice earlier before the game, and they were running that exact same play. And I think Frick hit it like 20 times out of 20. And that one there, the rush was coming at him, and I think he just lets it get a little bit high. And even Buckwitz, with his basketball experience, jumps for it, but he just can't get high enough for it. And turnover now. North Surrey's going to get about a minute 20 here. And that's not official time, folks. That's just what we're doing up in the booth here. So about a minute and a half here to try and make something happen, see if they can get some points on the board. And this defense is going to be coming hard because they want to go in without.
Reading about Buckwitz, back to him, U16 team, I think for Team BC, he was an all-star in one of these recent tournaments and qualified for the U18 step of another program, and just a kid with a real bright future.
Well, I think he actually qualified for the Canadian team, the U16 Canadian team, from his play at the Canada tournament for Team BC. He qualified for the Canada team, so he's going to be going to. I do believe they're going to Dallas, Texas. I don't know if that's just the U18s or the U16s as well. Are going to Dallas, Texas to play down there.
Oh, you haven't experienced football till you've gone to the heart of Texas.
Wow. And here's the thing. I mean, Buckwitz is going to be among peers down there because, everybody's a big boy down in Texas.
You're a nice tailback, son.
Yeah. Yeah.
So after a bit of a lengthy delay here now, minute 21 remaining, and
there's number 36, Davies Mitchell, who went off. Someone mentioned that it looked like it was just his chin strap came off, so glad to see him back out there on the field.
We can see now number 10, Rhodes, under center, clears out the backfield and pitches it. 17 looking for daylight. He couldn't find any. Boy, it was a solar eclipse there as they roped him up and drove him back about 5 yards.
Number 11, Tate Geiger, that gets over there and makes a play in the backfield to knock him back about 5 yards. Really quick, read the pitch all the way, gets back there. The blocker just kind of whiffed on him and let him go by.
Nice thing about that, if these coaches work with the kids doing any film or whatever, it's an easy lesson. It's like this is where you probably should have been, and as you move up in the ranks, this is what you need to be doing.
Well, I think, I don't want to give the blocker all the blame on that one there because it looked like the quarterback probably should have waited to pitch that ball off a little bit or maybe even sooner. Bad snap.
There's a bad snap now, and he'll try to gather it up, get some help, but boy, a massive loss of about 17 more on the play there.
Well, and here, I don't know what North Surrey's going to do on this one. I mean, it's 25, 30 yards that they got to go here to get a first down. And, you got about 42 seconds left in the half. Chilliwack Giants call a timeout here because Coach Weiss is going to make sure that defense is coming ears back, loaded for bear. So. If they're not punting, it better be a big booming kick, that's for sure.
Well, they talked about the fact that Rhodes, his coach has said, he's got a big, big arm. He's not just a big, big boy. So if you're going to attempt one of those long throws, this might be a great time. Late in the quarter, you're down by a pair of scores.
Yeah.
Something to spark yourself going into the dressing room at halftime. But, boy, it really has been a tale of the two defenses, hasn't it, so far? I mean, we've had some good runs, obviously, from the Giants, but both defensive lines have done a great job at times of really stepping up and limiting lethal attacks on both sides of the ball.
Well, yeah, in the first drive there was that massive pass that put him down on the 4-yard line that made that drive happen. And then the second score, they started at the 30-yard line, at North Surrey's 30-yard line. So, it looks like he is going to punt here. I think that's a good call.
Yeah, it's third and about 22 or so, it looks like. Is it back, and he'll angle that up high. And that one picked up by Mufad Romea. And he'll step out of bounds, and which is good because it'll give his offense some time. 33.4 seconds to go on the clock.
Now, you can see what Surrey is doing here. They got the onside guy over on that side. So they kick the ball over that way, thinking they get the onside guy down there to get it. Or it take a fortunate bounce. It did.
It actually did. It careened off of the one.
And Romeo was right there to grab a hold of it. And then smart move to get out of bounds, especially after putting the last one on the ground. Let's just get that ball, get it out of bounds, take over. I mean, even if they take a knee here with 33 seconds left, they're up 13-0 at the half. They got to be feeling pretty good here.
Mark of a good team. We've seen that a couple times now. They'll recover from any mistakes their teammates make. Frick back to pass. Throws a nice one right in there to Buckwitz, and he will drive the ball up to about 7 yards on the play.
Yeah, get a little passing catch, move the ball, and Buckwitz was smart. Just run straight for the sideline. Get out of bounds, stop the clock, and hopefully, Chilliwack, the best thing for Chilliwack is put some point on the board here before the half. Great.
Now, do you secure yourself the first down really quick here, or do you go for it? If you were the coach, Matt Macri.
Well, I mean, I think we're going to be passing. I don't see too many handoffs happening here because you want to stop the clock, right? So I think they're going to be passing the whole way. So you always want to take a look at that long option, but then you just take the short option if it's there.
Man open, Carson Dick with the reception. That should be enough for a first down.
Yeah. And see, and they're gonna have to hustle here because as soon as that ball is placed, that clock should start again, and they want to be able to be on the ball as soon as it happens. But it's called a timeout. There's a timeout.
Time winding down. 20.3 seconds to go here now in the first half.
Yeah. Looks like North Surrey called a timeout, and want to make sure that they're doing exactly what they want to do. And then the offensive coordinator for the Giants is out there making sure that he's got the right personnel. I think they're going to take a shot here. I think if it was at this point here, I think I'd be trying to put it as close to the end zone on this next play as I can.
It's crunch time now for both sides here, and a third touchdown, it wouldn't be the death knell for the North Surrey Tigers, but it'd be a big mountain to climb. However, if they can stop them up here, boy, you've got a lot of confidence going to the dressing room.
Yeah. I think that's their only option here for North Surrey is. They've only really given up one big play in a 30-yard drive of 3 plays for a touchdown. So they got to be happy with their defense, but not happy with the scoreboard. Oh, that's going to give you a free 5-yard. And
jumped quick, and the referees concur with that, and so North Surrey a little too eager to stop the play.
Let's watch here because. Yeah,
Whoa.
He did. The offensive lineman actually did move on that play. He totally moved, and the defender just came shooting forward. So, I mean, Chilliwack's getting a lucky call there, but the offensive lineman
he flinched.
He moved. Well, it was more than a flinch. He moved enough that it drew off the defender. And when I think the defender realized that he wasn't going, that it was just a hit. I think he's going to give him unnecessary roughness. Yeah. When he realized that it was just a flinch or just a small movement and the ball wasn't snapped, he didn't stop and try and reset. He actually went in there with the intention of pushing them both down. So that's why he got the unnecessary roughness.
Boy, this opens up the options now, doesn't it, as they make their way into the 20-yard line, head into the red zone here. Frick under center. 2 in the backfield, receivers in motion. He'll step back and launches out to the right side. Got a man open. Interception, though, and the North Surrey Tigers now looking to move it ahead. And so Frick's been very good today, but a pass he probably would have liked to put a little more mustard on that play.
Yeah.
But what a big stand by the Tigers defense once again. 11.7 seconds to go here in the first half. And
well, it was a great defensive play there on the interception, and The defender just sees the ball, comes up on it, and takes off running. And then Geiger was quick enough to get over to the outside and bring him down.
Really telegraphed the play there, too, didn't he? As he was throwing, it looked like one-on-one, but the defender was really ball hawking there, the cornerback, and made a great play.
Well, and the pushing and shoving over there, over at the Giants bench, I mean, they get a player comes in and gets tackled on the sideline, and they start shoving him. I don't know if I like that too much.
North Surrey now with a chance to answer back here. 11.7 seconds to go. The big arm of Rhodes under center. Some good matchups there. We see number 8, Jack Deacon, over here on the right side, matched up one-on-one against Davies.
I mean, really, North Surrey's got one, maybe two plays here, so it's just going to be a big shot and see what they can do.
Under pressure, throws it and hits the heel of the receiver. It was number 34, Jamil Youssef, who's been a big target today.
And Jackson Saunders breaks through the line here really quick and putting a lot of pressure on the quarterback that he just dumps the ball down. And you know, don't want to get caught with grounding, so you hit your your fullback in the back. You know, he was getting rid of that. Stop the clock, and now they get a second chance.
Really, it's 3 down territory right now here with 7.4 seconds to go.
Well, yeah.
Been a hard-fought game so far, though. Both defenses, as we mentioned earlier, have done a nice job of stepping up. Both of these teams have yet to taste defeat this season during the regular season. Both coaches talked about they're going for it in this one. And, boy, what a rematch it's going to be at Bear Creek in a couple of weeks as a flag flies. Loose ball. Chilliwack will pick it up, but the referee's blowing it off right away. You'd have to think it's going to be a penalty against the boys in blue. However, the clock will tick down to 2 seconds.
It's actually illegal substitution.
Yeah.
So North Surrey.
I think it's going to be North Surrey illegal substitution.
Penalties costing the Tigers on that late here in the last 30 seconds. You had the 15-minute unnecessary roughness penalty, whether it was warranted or not. Still went against them, and now Klein now. So one last gasp here for the Tigers. 2 seconds to go as the half winding down.
Well, it's going to be a change of possession because they picked up the fumble, but why did they blow it? I don't understand why they blew it dead. Yeah.
All right, well, now 2 seconds. You have to wonder if Chilliwack's going to go for it with 2 seconds to go and try to widen the chasm here, or if they're
well, they got to take
hold
a
it
shot.
down. And Grayson Frick has shown the ability to throw it, and this time though he'll hand it off, and man tripped up there was number 72. Little misdirection, Mason Murphy.
Yeah. That's a big defensive lineman. They give the ball there, and they're going to try and pound it down the throat here. It looks like they're going to get another play. I'm not sure how much time's left in the half here. I know our clock's run out.
Zeros on the board. However, referees saying you got one more shot. Take it, son. Frick now the handoff again, and once again they go to Murphy. There's a flag that flies. Murphy dragging.
Ball carrier number 72, Mason Murphy.
Like one of those big huskies.
Yeah.
Up in Alaska. Dragging him behind him.
3 guys, two North Surrey and 1 Giant trying to help him up off the ground.
Frick is yelling mush in the background.
So it looks like that penalty was on the Giants. Procedure over on the Giants.
Not going to matter as both teams will make their way over to the sidelines, and that's a half, an entertaining half. Matt Macri, your final thoughts before we take a short break.
That was a tight half. That was a lot of good football, really quick too. I mean, we rocked through that first half in about 45 minutes. So I think the second half is going to be a lot of fun.
Both defenses have fared well. We've seen some good plays on the ground. We'll see if Chilliwack can continue here on their home field advantage, up 13-0 after the first half. We'll be back in just a while with Matt Macri and Warren Andrews of VBN Sports here on Friday Night Lights.
All right, folks. Time to play Pizza Shuffle, brought to you by Jim's Pizzeria. Today playing, we have...
Peyton. Lily.
All right, Peyton and Lily. What we're going to do is the guys up in the booth are going to put 3 pizza boxes up there. And they're going to put 1 pizza in one of the boxes, and they're going to shuffle the boxes up. And then they're going to put 1, 2, and 3 on the top of the boxes. And you guys have to remember which box the pizza's in, okay? All right. Audience, we're going to need your help too, so you guys pay attention. No nodding off here, all right? All right, so the pizza box is in the pizza is in the far right box. Here we go. Wow, that was quite the shuffle. All right, hold on. We're going to ask the audience. All right, everybody on this side, what do you guys think it's in? 1, 2, or 3? Nice and loud. I can't see your fingers. Okay, we got a bunch of 3s over here. How about everybody over here? 1. Uh-oh. What do you guys think?
3.
They think it's number 3. What do you guys... What is it? All right. Good job, guys. And here we go for the second half, folks.
Way on them.
No, I got to agree with you there. Both defenses played well. I mean, the first drive, there was that huge pass on a third down that was fabulous and caught on the 4-yard line. So that was beautiful. And then a short field for Buckowitz for 3 quick plays and 3 good runs into the end zone.
So quickly, we will mention, in case there's some family watching online or friends, number 48 to Jackson Webster celebrating his 14th birthday today. Happy birthday, Jackson.
Happy birthday, Jackson.
I'm sure nothing better would be than a win over the undefeated team.
Well, unless there's cake at the end, that's always better.
Wins are great. With cake, even better.
You have your cake and eat it too.
So the North Surrey Tigers will receive the kickoff to start the third quarter. Another booming kick there, but caught neatly, and little gap opens up, and he's still on his feet, drives his way all the way down to the 51-yard line, and a great run. We've seen many great runs from number 11. Manraj Sahoda's done a great job of giving his team good field position.
Oh, Sahoda's done a great job tonight. He hasn't had any success on the scoreboard, but he's definitely moved the ball for his team to put them right now in a position, probably their best field position of the day.
That one looked like at least 35 yards, you would say, on it. It's surprising they haven't used him more often trying to run the ball. North Surrey goes to work, down 13-0. There's a handoff. They will go to Sahoda, and maybe that's why. Good defensive tackle there by the Chilliwack Giants to get a couple bodies on them right away.
Oh, that wasn't Sahoda. That was number 10.
Oh, was number 10?
Number 10.
Rhodes, the former quarterback.
Yeah, they gave it to him, and he goes to get around the outside here, and he gets his legs taken out by Geiger, taking Geiger in there again. He's made some great defensive plays today, and he gets in there and takes his feet out from underneath him.
North Surrey looking to get themselves going. We do apologize. We missed a few numbers. It always tough when you've got the light lettering on all black surface. There's the tackles. Buckwitz brings his man down. Maybe back to the original line of scrimmage on the play.
Well, I think he's back even a little bit further there, but it's kind of funny here. He gets the ball, and then he runs right into his own blocker. And
pulled a Mark Sanchez there.
Yeah. Instead of I think he was hoping his blocker was going to push the guy out of the way, but Buckowitz held his own and drove the blocker into the runner.
3rd and long now for the Tigers, looking to get themselves sparked offensively. Instead, they'll go to punt it away, and almost blocked, and that one takes a strange bounce right into the hands of Mufid Romea. And he does not go very far before he is taken down.
Yeah, right on the, was that the 40-yard line? Right on the 40-yard line, or 41.
Decent field position, though. Anytime you're in the 40 on your end or higher, you're working with house money, so to speak.
Yeah, now you got your whole playbook open at that point. You're down below your 20. You want to run, get out of your own end type thing. You're limited on your choices here. Playbook opens wide open for them.
We see Jaden Cousins to the near right side, wide as Frick goes back to pass. Moves that one up, and depends on where they mark him down. If they mark him down from the original catch, Logan Buckwitz will have a gain of about 5, and it looks like they will do just that.
Yeah, no, he brought that in nicely. And then when he got hit by Rhodes, the quarterback here drives him back about 3 yards before he takes him down. A little bit high on the throw there. Buckwitz had to go up for it. And kind of, by the time he came back down on the ground and turned to run, he was getting hit already.
9.5 remaining here in the third quarter. Frick under center, 2 in the backfield. There's the give to Buckwitz now, and he'll rumble his way out to the left. Buckwitz now sheds one tackle, still on his feet, drives ahead, first down and then some as he'll make his way up to the 50-yard line of the North Surrey Tigers.
Well, you're going to get this is going to come back quite far because there's some unnecessary roughness on the Giants here. And I think we're going to be able to catch it here where somebody just gets KO'd from behind. And it's going to be illegal block that's going to move it back 15 yards. And it looks like it happened before the first down was gained. So that's going to be second down still moved back 15 yards.
Those are the penalties that kill coaches, make them cry at night.
Well, and Buckwitz can't be happy about this either because he makes this great second effort after he's first hit to get the first down plus, and now it's going to be second, and it looks like about.
Well, they're back at the 30-yard line. Yeah.
Yeah. So
they started on the 40, and now they're back at the 30. Boy.
So it's going to be second and 20 instead of first and over into the North Surrey territory.
So Frick trying to rally the troops. Fakes the handoff one way, goes the other. Misdirection didn't fool anyone. North Surrey had all troops on alert there, and they'll take the man down.
Well, that's not true. It completely fooled me. I didn't see Saunders with the ball at all. He hands it to Saunders and then comes with a fake pitch. Didn't fool North Surrey, but I totally bid on it.
Short run, that'll bring up a third and a country mile here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. He's looking at his wristband, so obviously they're going to call a play here and not punt.
They haven't punted very often, Chilliwack has, and they've gone for it.
Yeah, they got Buckowitz out as a tight end now, so I think they're gonna definitely be a throwing play.
Right to Buckwitz, and he'll drive his way up, but he is brought down short of the first down, a gain of about 15 yards.
But they played him with a bit of a cushion there, but not enough for him to be able to do anything. So here comes the throw from Frick. He catches it about knee height, and the defender's on him even before he can get completely turned around. Great defensive play. You know, they gave him a little bit of a cushion so he couldn't burn past him, but still close enough that and with that low throw as well, he had to pull it out of his knees. So moves the ball downfield. It's a bad punt, but it's still better than where they were.
So that's about the seventh turnover on downs by the two teams combined here so far, and the defensive struggle continues. Now North Surrey back to work. This time they will start out at the 45-yard line. They've alternated quarterbacks, and it looks like we might have a timeout here.
Yeah, timeout North Surrey. It looks like they were short a guy. They didn't want to get an illegal substitution. Now the player's running on the field, so or maybe they may be just changing the play, but it looks like it was not enough men out there, and they caught it just in time to call a timeout and get it sorted out. North Surrey's going to be under a time crunch here. They're down 13-0. We're almost halfway through the third quarter. They're going to want to make sure that they get some points on the board here, or things are going to start to look a little bleak for them.
Playing against a defense that has allowed 1 point apparently all season long.
1 point all season long.
Combined in 5 games. So you factor, I'm no Einstein algebra whiz, but you factor that in along with how much time's left in the clock, and yes, it is imperative that they try to get themselves close to the end zone sooner rather than later.
Alternatively, though, has Surrey been a high-scoring team this year? Do we have how many points they've scored, too? And I know that Chilliwack's been able to stave off most of the other teams, but so has Surrey. They're 6-0 as well, right?
6-0 against 5-0. Chilliwack had one bye, I believe it was last week. So set things up now with 2 in the backfield, 2 receivers to each side. Now they'll load up 3 on the left side. Handoff instead. Fumbled. Picked up, though. Good alert play there by number 11, whose name we've called an awful lot, Manraj Sahota.
No, it's not 11.
Was that not 11?
That's just a bad jersey there. Looks like 31. Looks like, is there a 31 on that team?
So number 31, Blake Vatkin, one of the 2 Vatkin boys.
Yeah. And it looks like the quarterback comes out from under center a little bit early on the snap there. And the ball, he never really has the ball and kind of just bounces it on the ground. And Vatkin's able to drop on it and just make sure that they don't cough it up, which is a great job.
North Surrey looking for anything to get themselves going. It's number 5, the other Vatkin boy, Dante Vatkin, under center now. There's a handoff to the big, fakes the handoff, still holds on. Nice fake there. Winding his way out to the right side, holding on to the ball, and he'll move it ahead on a gain of about 6 yards.
Dante Peters. Switch out of bounds by number
9 yards.
Carson Dick.
So yeah, third down and 1.5. One and a half.
Okay, so I guess we got a listener online. Thanks, Carrie.
Thank you, Carrie.
Sent me a link to the standings, and it's actually Chilliwack's led in 36 points this year. So, and North Surrey's only led in 14 before this.
But
game.
apparently some of them come on pick sixes and whatnot, talking to the coaching staff.
To the offense. Okay.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Special teams or offense.
Yeah. So, but North Surrey's only led in 14 before this game. So they've led in almost their total for the year. So.
They're trying to hold it where it is right now.
Yeah.
You're not doubling our totals, sir. Manraj Sahota there on the play. So a good drive for the Tigers now, keeping themselves alive. Under 6 to go, third quarter. Trying to cut the lead to almost, well, I guess it would be over half. They can punch in the point after attempt. They've alternated between the two quarterbacks, Vatkin and Rhodes. Now it looks like this time it will be Rhodes. And he'll hold on to it and taken down on a nice tackle there by number 11, Tayton Geiger, showing he can do it both on the defensive and offensive sides.
Well, Geiger's been in on quite a few of the tackles tonight. He's a great defensive player, and seeing him grow as an offensive player, because he used to play for the Falcons, and he only really ever played defense, but seeing his growth as an offensive player has been very good this year. The 2 games that I've seen, he's really made some noise out there. But defense, he's always been solid. It looked like Rhodes there, when he took off with that ball, it looked like he wasn't really sure what he was going to do with it. He kind of had like a bit of got off a bit slow off the snap there, but still was able to pick up a couple 3 yards.
Rhodes in the gun, goes to the air, throws it, bounces up, and it will fall to the turf for an incomplete pass.
Almost bounced it back up into the receiver behind him's arms too. Rhodes comes back and he fires this on a rope here. Here's the snap, and then he fires it on a rope, gets kind of popped up there, and then the receiver tries to grab it, and almost to the third person to touch it before it hits the ground.
Boy, he's got some good zip on that throw, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So make a quick personnel change for the North Surrey Tigers, perhaps relaying a message from the coaching staff. Number 8, Jack Deacon coming in at the last second as Rhodes remains now in the gun. Drops back, throws it right up high. He's got a receiver open. The defender, though, times that well. Number 36, Davies Mitchell.
I thought Davies was going to have it there. He's usually very sure-handed over there, but I think the receiver turned defender and bounced it out of his hands. Yeah.
So another turnover and downs. I think the 8th, as we were talking about.
Well, and it's funny because Davies tried to catch it there, and I had this conversation with one of my peewees on Tuesday night. We had a Tuesday night game, and it was third down, and we were on defense, and he just about intercepted the ball, and he's mad at himself, and he comes off, and I said, no, if you'd caught that, you're 20 yards further from where we're going to get the ball. I mean, really, that was going to be 30 yards down the field. Davies, don't
that's
catch
good.
that ball. You smack that down.
Be a Butterfingers. Right now, the handoff. Buckwitz trying to drive his way to the right side, swarmed and not taken down, and then he actually draws a penalty there, maybe in a face mask.
Well,
he had the head tilted down.
I'll have to wait and see what the penalty is there, but yeah, it definitely looks like they have him here, and they get a hold of him, and they fold him over.
And it's the one right in there, kind of reached in, it looks like. And
yeah, so that's going to get him a first down anyways.
That's been one of the biggest differences between the teams we've seen so far, that North Surrey penalized with a few more of those unnecessary roughness penalties.
Well, I think we're 2-1 right now, so I mean it hasn't been a huge difference in numbers, but the coaches get so frustrated with these ones because they're avoidable penalties, and I mean they make a great defensive play to stop Buckowitz, and then all of a sudden they're 15 yards down the field with the first down.
Well, it's always the timing of the penalties that's so key, as opposed to the yards that cost them.
Yeah.
Frick now under center. He's got 3 in the backfield. They'll want to munch some time off the clock. There's a handoff, and Buckowitz barrels his way ahead. Flag flies, though, as if it stands, he'll be shy about 2 yards of the first down.
Yeah, and I think
Is it a holding penalty?
that's usually what happens in those situations here, but it could be a chop block. Oh, yeah, holding. Yeah, so it's going to be 1st and 20. I mean, and this has got to be frustrating, too, because where they threw the flag and where it looks like the hold was on the opposite side of the play.
Although he may have spied it looking back to see where the run was coming. So
True.
these gentlemen that give of their time, and the referees out there, not the same amount of abuse that they might have suffered 20 years ago, say, as associations have done a nice job of tapering back on that from the parents and fans coming out to watch the games.
Well, I think you got to explain it to parents and players and coaches all alike is that we don't have the referees. We don't get to play.
Exactly.
So let's be nicer to them.
Frick with a handoff, and Buckwitz fumbles. He'll pick it up and stay on his feet, and then once again gang tackled, and looks like a scene out of Warriors.
Yeah. And once again, they can't get Buckwitz down. They just stop his forward momentum, and the whistle goes. And you see the frustration on Buckwitz there that they can't tackle. Well, they have tonight, but they can't tackle him cleanly all the time. But he just is getting no room to run. This defense is swarming on him. And they're, with the black and yellow, they look like a flock of bumblebees coming in there to attack, right?
If you're coach Scott Wilkins of the Bantam Giants, you've got to be kind of pleased that your team's facing this kind of adversity, because this is the type of thing that you'll face when it comes to playoff time. You're going to face those good defenses, and you're going to find out what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, and that's huge, especially at this stage of the year, because we're only a couple of weeks away from the playoffs. So, I mean, these teams here are more than likely going to see each other in the playoffs as well. So I don't know if they have another regular season game or not, but right now, you could definitely see this as the 12-man final.
It's not been as free-flowing of a quarter as we've seen in the first half. Ground down a little bit, still 2.5 plus change left here in the third quarter. North Surrey really buckling down defensively, and if they can continue to do that, boy, we could have quite the finish for the fourth quarter.
Well, it got a bit chippy towards the end of the half there, and I think the refs might have had a word with the coaches and maybe even the captains and said, let's keep it under control, because let's be honest here, this is kids football still, right?
Yes.
And we don't need nothing but a good, clean game of having fun playing ball.
We were talking off the air. Nice to see some local, in a sense, alumni doing well at the college level. We were talking about Chase Claypool. Not sure if he played community football or not. I know he played high school football.
Oh, no, he was a Abbotsford Falcon from the Adams all the way through. I watched Chase all the way through the Falcons, and then he played for Abbey Senior a couple of years below my older boy and a couple of years above my younger boy. Played with my daughter, actually, in grade 8 ball. And I've watched him grow, and it was fabulous watching that game and him getting that first touchdown.
For fans that don't know, he's playing for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish.
Yep. Yeah, and I know he's a couple of fortunate things have gone in his way. Good
Jackson Saunders drives it ahead, used his blockers very well to get up to about 8-9 yards on the play.
Well, here you watch Buckwitz. He doesn't have the ball, but he's still making his mark on this play. He moves a few bodies here and gives Saunders some room to get up, almost back to the original line of scrimmage. So now it's third and about 12 yards.
Because of the penalty.
Yeah, because of the holding penalty.
Now, do they go over? They've gone for it almost on every other play, so you wouldn't think that'll change here. However, they are in their half still.
I've never seen I don't think I've ever seen Coach Scott Wilkins, call a punt. And they're going to do a bit of a reverse here, and he dropped the ball, and now he's just got to jump on it, and that's going to be great Surrey field position. That's horrible for the Giants there.
Noah Saunders recovering the fumble. However, North Surrey Tigers in excellent pouncing position here as they can smell that end zone.
Well, it wasn't a clean handoff. If you see on the replay there when Frick comes back, and I think Saunders bopped out a little bit too much because he's only able to place it against his hip. So Saunders had to grab at it. When he grabbed at it, he really actually smacked it to the ground. And then it took a Surrey bounce backwards. towards the Giants' end zone. So this is now we're at the best position that Surrey's taken the ball over here, and they really only need 30 yards to get into the end zone. So,
well, the Giants will be tested here. Minute 42 to go in the third quarter.
yeah,
North Surrey have been very opportunistic. A pair of fumbles have pinned the Giants back, and now they'll go to work trying to drive it out to the left side. Sheds one tackle, makes his way out of bounds. A gain of about 2, maybe 3, it looks like, on the play.
well, I don't even think they're getting that much. I think they're pretty much right at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. He his great tackling here. The defense really strings him out to the outside. Geiger just misses him there, and then they're able to push him out of bounds. Number 82 there made a play.
Number 17, Kevin Hurtado, who
Gavin
the run.
Thomas. Gavin Thomas makes the play to drive him out of bounds. So yeah, they only picked up about a yard on the play.
So this defense has sparkled for Chilliwack. They'll be called on again to help their team out as number 10, Harold David Rhodes under center. Big pressure now. Sheds one tackle, and then Jackson Saunders tied him up with his legs, and Rhodes gives him the business as he gets up.
Well, yeah, and I'm not 100% sure why there wasn't a flag on that, because that's tripping. You can't do that. He goes down low here and then kicks his feet out from underneath him.
Hands were nowhere near
Yeah,
the body.
so, but they're not going to call that.
So North Surrey might feel a little hard done by on a couple of plays now that have not gone their way.
No.
I'll bring up third and long. We're looking at about 17 yards or so for them to make up here.
So
They will punt.
Got our good friend Carrie Stewart here, updating us one more time on. And she's listening, and when we're incorrect, she corrects us.
We like that. I like that.
So week 10 at Bear Creek Park, they play again.
Jackson Saunders with a nice run now, cuts his way up the left side all the way down near the 40-yard line.
Great return on that ball by Jackson Saunders. Just keeps the feet churning, gets to the outside, and he's one of those guys. He's a tank of a runner. Once he gets moving forward, he's hard to stop. You got to take his feet out. And here they just ride him out of bounds. He gets that outside edge and starts turning it upfield. The defender gets a hold of him and just keeps driving him towards the edge until he finally steps out of bounds.
One of the two majors on the day has Jackson Saunders and sees his team in front 13-0. 58.7 seconds to go here, at least according to our clock, as they'll begin to run again, and the Giants will take their time. Up by a pair of majors. It's Grayson Frick conducting the symphony now, steps back, throws that one, and a nice catch. Still on his feet, driving ahead. Number 7, Carson Dick. Boy, talk about yards after catch, and that one right there, he got probably an extra 12 yards after the reception.
Well, he caught it pretty much right on the first down marker, so it's a good 10-yard throw and catch here by Frick. Gets it to him, and then he turns around and he keeps driving those feet, and they're wrapping him up around his shoulders and his arms, and that's not doing nothing. He's just pulling bodies with him, and it's not until they get a third guy in there to push him down. Drags 2 guys 7 yards after the catch. Great job, Dick.
Big
Carson.
play there. Now they're going to move it ahead. It looks like, is that a penalty? They're moving the ball all the way.
No, it's end of the quarter. I'm like, what
I
happened
did not
there?
see any orange flags, but
What did I miss there?
that's why I have you, so I'm not missing too much, thankfully.
I'm just looking at the standings here. It was really nice of Kerry to send this to me. That the points for, North Surrey is running away with the league, 95 points for, but haven't been able to put any on the board today. And their points against was only 14, and it's doubled today alone, right? So it's quite the game.
Anger spins, gain of about 2, maybe 3 on the play as bring up second down.
Stopped on the 52-yard line. That'll be a 2-yard gain for the Giants. 2nd and 8.
Giants have used a lot of weapons, though, here in this game. It's got to be a little tiring on that fine defensive line of the North Surrey Tigers. They brought the rumble with the likes of Logan Buckwitz, then they'll bring Saunders, who can barrel at you too, and then Geiger with the quick speed. Nice job of mixing things up.
Yeah. Yeah, they got options, that's for sure. And then they got Mason Murphy back there, the big defensive lineman running as a fullback, and he's creating some room. He hits that line pretty hard, gets bodies out of ways. Oh, Buckwitz bounces to the outside here.
Buckwitz still on his feet. Moves himself ahead, very close to the first down.
He's about 3 yards short of the first down there.
Good recognition, though. Waited for the blocking to set up, and when he didn't see what he liked, he decided to make his own path.
Well, he bounces outside. You got Mason Murphy comes in and just lays a big block and drives some bodies back that gives Buckwitz the chance to take a look and then bounce it outside. Doesn't get much further. He moves mostly laterally there, but it gets it outside.
For North Surrey, under 11 minutes to go, and ball still in the possession of the Chilliwack Giants, and they're going to have to step up and make a big play. You would have to think on the defensive side, maybe.
Well, and they got a hurt player or two now heading off the field. So, I mean, I can't catch a number on that there, but I definitely hope that he's all right and can get back in the game, because Surrey's going to need all their weapons if they want to even try and mount a comeback here. And I brag a bit here. My son's team's playing Langley Senior Secondary. Abbotsford Senior Secondary beat him 54-2 tonight. Yeah,
no problem with the offense there, and there's a nice drive. You talked about big Mason Murphy still on his feet, rumbles ahead. Oh, my goodness.
I love it when the big man gets the ball and it just runs over bodies.
Put the shovel down and bulldozed his way through the defense.
Yeah, and then he's got 3 guys helping him off the ground. Here he hits the first tacklers and just keeps running, and he's just moving forward, driving those legs, and it's not to the last defender there. Just gets down on his knees and underneath his he hits him right between the knees himself and brings him down. Great job.
Such a big kid, too. It's almost like the Little League World Series where you got those pitchers from Cuba that are a couple of years older than everyone else. That's just what you look at when you see the size of a guy like Mason Murphy.
Oh,
he's a big load.
He is.
Frick now with the handoff, and Saunders drives his way. And he'll move the sticks up a little bit further there, and they continue to ground and pound it here. 9.5 to go in the fourth quarter, and a 13-0 lead for the Giants.
Yeah, so like I was saying, Abbey Senior beat Langley Senior Secondary 54-2. And I give a shout-out to Paula Sharp for sending me game updates, and my daughter Emily, who's at the game, sending me updates as well. So good to see that they're continuing their undefeated season.
Let's make some noise for these kids.
I'm surprised you're able to focus on this game with so many other things going on around, too.
Oh, you know what? I can multitask.
Grayson Frick with a handoff and a nice run here. Buckwitz sheds a couple of tackles, still on his feet. Buckwitz to the 5, touchdown, Giants!
Well, and here North Surrey went away from their game plan of taking his feet out from underneath him and kept hitting them high the whole time on this run here. So, and our on-field announcer is really excited about this. But we're gonna watch here that he just keeps driving his legs, and as they grab him up top, he's got that upper body strength that he's just pushing bodies off of him and moving.
When the speedy hits the hole here too, Matt, that was very impressive as he just shed that first tackler.
Well, he was touched in the backfield. He was grabbed in the backfield, but they grabbed him up high. And see, no one goes at his legs here. He's able to get those legs driving, and now they're weapons. You don't actually want to put your face anywhere near it.
Kick is up, and it's good.
They get the extra point, and then now they're up 20-0. And Surrey, in 6 games, Surrey hasn't given up 20 points. It was a great job by the Giants here to come in tonight with a game plan and execute it.
Buckwitz, from what I understand, had 4 touchdowns coming into the game. Well, he's got 6 now after a pair of majors. Saunders has scored his 7th touchdown of the season.
And that shocks me that he only had 4 touchdowns coming into this game, because I remember watching him in JB last year and he got 4 touchdowns a game.
I think they're trying to utilize him different ways, use him blocking up front, use him on some passing plays.
Well, and let's not forget, he's a first-year Bantam. He was playing JB last year. So you got a lot of big boys. The hits at this level are that much harder, they come that much faster, and they hurt that much more. So you can't run the ball 40 times at Bantam like you could at JB and Pee Wee and take 40 hits like that and not be sore, right? So
Giants now back to kick under 9 minutes to go here in regulation. A 3-major lead as they'll send it up. That one caught, and then he is mowed down. Bounces back, though.
Yeah.
Like to see that, tough as nails. And North Surrey will go to work looking for an answer.
Well, he's smart here. He knows he's going to get hit. So he gets the ball, and he just goes straight down with it, curls up into the fetal position, and turtle, get into your shell, and the bodies are going to roll over top of you and just let them roll. So that was a smart play on an onside kick where he was the only one that could get it.
20-0 lead now for the host, Chilliwack Mad Butcher Bantam Giants in the battle of undefeated teams. North Surrey's going to need a Sherpa to climb up this mountain here as they go back to pass. Throw that one, and that one caught.
Nice.
Gain of about 3.
And that's Sahota there. I mean, we've said his name quite a bit today, and he makes a great job of just catching the ball, securing the ball, and picking up whatever yardage was there for him. And the defender, I can't catch the numbers. That's Tayton again. Tayton Ganger one more time comes in there and takes him down right away.
And he didn't get out of bounds, so the clock continues to march down with just over 8 minutes to go.
Well, there's lots of time. This is Canadian rules football. There's a lot. I've seen 40 points scored in the last 2 minutes before. So.
Fans of the CFL have seen a couple of games where it's been 2 touchdown leads erased in the final minute and a bit.
Yeah.
Rhodes back to pass, throws it up off the hands of number 3 in the Toll Tadase.
Yeah, he put a bit of heat on that, and I don't think Tadase could get his hands together fast enough for that rocket that was coming through there. What a throw, like just wham, and he just can't bring it in.
Rhodes is almost, his strength is almost a weakness in a way. He's got such strong arm strength when he whips that ball in there, and some of the younger receivers have a tough time wrangling that in.
Well, and I'm shocked they're not taking more shots down the field. I mean, they keep going with these short passes, but I think at this point, down 20 points, 7.5 minutes left, you want to kind of try and get that ball down the field more. Now here they're going to punt.
Once again, pressure up top. A good booming kick, though. And it takes a North Surrey bounce all the way down to the 1-yard line, and that's where the Giants will go to work. Ganger.
Oh, it looks like the ball came loose.
Taken down. Is it a fumble? North Surrey signaling that they've got it. What a huge break this would be, Matt Macri. Oh, Giants will maintain
ball,
possession.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh, got a little lightning going on.
Speaking of
up there.
thunder and lightning, we see literal lightning.
Yep. Yeah, this does not bode well.
So a long way to go for the Giants, but hey, they have nothing but time to take off here, up 20-0 on the North Surrey Tigers.
Ideally, at this point here, that they can make this drive last. Well, we got 7:15 left. They can make this drive last 7 minutes and 20 seconds. So, I mean, that's what Scott Wilkins is hoping for right now.
Oh, he's leaned on 4 running backs so far tonight as they'll move it ahead right up the middle. Fumble. Is it a fumble? No, he keeps it on.
Oh, no. That's Jackson Saunders. He doesn't fumble the ball either. Him and Buckowitz, I mean, I think you'd really have to hammer on that thing to get it loose out of either of their arms.
I saw the towel fly up, and I wasn't sure if that was the ball flying out. Saunders with a nice run.
That's the distractor. Flap the towel.
See another shot of the point after attempt, which went in. Gave the team a 20-0 lead. Now the Giants. Another handoff there, quickly up the middle. Another short gain.
That's good enough to move the sticks, though.
Saunders really starting to impose his will on this game.
Yeah, and the clock keeps ticking.
That's cow instead of tipping.
Yeah, we can do that out here in Chilliwack, too. So the clock just keeps moving along.
Giants content to take their time, run it down. The coaching staff have called a nice game tonight. They've stuck to the ground for the most part, but gone to the air when they needed to, and a couple of really big plays have paid off well for them in this football game, especially early on. You look at that catch by Cousins, the 28-yard reception that set up the opening score. That really was a difference maker. So I'll hand this one off. And Buckwitz.
The nice thing is they've been patient, too. They haven't tried to push anything. They're lucky to put those 6 points up early, and here you got they're killing the clock here, but they're give it to Buckowitz, and he runs off tackle here, and he just keeps stepping outside and forcing the Tigers to have to step up and make a play on him, and they got back to the feet. I mean, that's it. They got to get back to taking out those feet. But the Giants get that first drive with that huge throw to put them on the 4-yard line, punch it in. They're up 6-0, and they've been able to play patient football all day. They've had one turnover, and they've gotten a turnover, 2 turnovers.
You look at that defensive line. Declan Deleuze, number 75, has done a nice job up top. And
that's a loose ball.
Loose ball now in North Surrey. Oh, it's not over yet. Just under 5 minutes remaining. 20-0 deficit. They'll need to score quickly here. Something they haven't done yet.
Well, you're talking there, and all of a sudden I saw the ball go up in the air here, and I think the handoff is to – oh, yeah, he got hit. He got hit, and it was Mason Murphy running the ball, the big D-line man, and the ball goes up in the air, and North Surrey is able to grab it and take off back the other way.
I've been very impressed with North Surrey's defense, especially up top, the way that they've limited this high-powered running attack of the Giants.
Yeah.
Now the offense needs to step up, and Rhodes go under center. 3 to the right side. There's the handoff instead. Looking for a hole, and he finds it. Still on his feet. Down to the 5. Out of bounds at, about the 2-yard line?
About the 2-yard line. It's going to be a first down. Taken out of bounds hard at the 2. I want to see who. I didn't see the heat-seeking missile that came over there and took him out. I couldn't catch a number off of it. But you watch here. He gets out to the outside, and he bounces it out one more time. Oh, it's number 1, Mufid Romeo. We've said his name quite a few times tonight. Great job, Mufid, to get over there and save that touchdown.
Was that Sahota with the run or Brown? 11 or 15?
That's way too far away for me to read that jersey. The black on black makes it really difficult.
We apologize to the Tigers fans and faithful watching.
The jerseys look cool, but, I mean, it makes it really tough to try and pick a number out, especially at night.
Not an announcer's best friend. It's North Surrey looking to get it in, and he'll cut wide and still on his feet. The flag flies, though.
Oh.
And he didn't punch it through the end zone.
No, we got a little bit closer, though, but he didn't get it into the end zone.
Stopped just outside the end zone.
He waited for the play to develop, and it really never did.
Yeah. He gets stretched out to the outside here, and he keeps bringing it outside, and he goes for the end zone there, and he gets taken out into the referee hard. But I don't know what the flag. There was a flag out there, and I'm not sure what the flag was for.
Soriano could see the end zone.
It's going to be a hold on
the Tigers.
A hold on the Tigers, so it's going to come back 10 yards. Oh, there's some more lightning there. We may be caught.
And that's a costly penalty here. 4 minutes, 3 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. 20-0 lead Giants. North Surrey was threatening. They made it all the way down to the 1-yard line, and this.
Well, it's first and 11, first and 10 for North Surrey here on the 11.
Rhodes now fakes the handoff and fumbles.
Oh, that knocks him back even further.
I think he recovered, though. But
yeah, I think he's got the ball back, but that knocks him back even further. We'll be looking at second and about 20.
Not sure if he fumbled or got sacked there. Nonetheless, that is a big loss for Surrey.
You feel for a team when the bounces just aren't going their way on a night where they wanted those bounces to go that way because it was the magnitude of this game.
Well, it's a 3-minute warning now. Right now, it's a pride thing to put some points on the board. I'm honestly thinking that I'm going out week 10 to watch this game out at Bear Creek Park because I think it's going to be a heck of a matchup. Hey, Kerry, what date's week 10 at?
Well,
you fire me a text there, would you?
Scott Wilkins talking about the fact, he said, hey, we got to do well here. This is our turf, the good conditions to play on because, in week 10, that grass could be muddy and slippery and could be a whole different ball game.
Yeah, no, it gets ugly out there on the grass field. Trust me, I've got Rotary Stadium, right? And it can get ugly on the grass, and if it's raining, and it's just a matter of who can hold on to the ball the best, right? So, but yeah, no, week 10 matchup. This should be a very, very good game.
3:19, all that's remaining here in regulation, and North Surrey Tigers first and goal, I believe, or second and goal, pardon me, but they got a long ways to go as they're driven back, and where's the sticks, the 22-yard line now?
Yeah, so second and 21. They still get a first down before they get a touchdown here, so it's pretty awesome.
The game started out very quickly in fluid motion, very few penalties called, and as this continued on, it's become quite the scrap, and the orange flags have flown a little more frequently.
Well, and the effort level isn't depicted by the scoreboard. I mean, we got 20-0, but both of these teams have battled so hard. It could have been that New Orleans Detroit game last week, 52-38, but the defenses have really stepped up here tonight.
North Surrey now fakes the handoff. Rhodes steps back. He's under pressure. Flushed out of the pocket. Chucks it up. He's got a man open in the end zone. Slips in and out of the hands of the defender. Gets congratulated, though, by his teammate.
We got a flag down on the field over here. So
looked like it was Gavin Thomas, 82, had a sniff at it.
we got an offside on the offense. So if I'm the Giants, I'm declining that penalty right there. Make it 3rd and 21. I mean, I don't see the point in a 2nd and 26. I mean, yeah, declined. Good call.
Now, do they go for it, or do they try for the points, getting the field goal just to break the goose egg?
Do they have a field goal kicker?
Good question.
We haven't seen any tonight. So at this point here, I don't know.
You're talking about the pride thing. If you can just crack the proverbial bubble,
Yeah.
get some points on the board.
As my assistant coaches will attest, and they hated me for it, is kicking's a soccer thing. We don't do that in football. We run that ball.
That's the other form of world football, is it?
Yeah.
North Surrey Tigers, they're going to punt it.
Oh, they're going to break it with a rouge, are they?
Dropped it down, and they're on the board.
Oh, and he gave him the point. He coughed it up. I figured he'd try and pull that ball out of the end zone and save the shutout, but no, he coughed up the 1 point.
So North Surrey get on the board. That was a nice punt, too. Clean, high in the air.
Yeah, it was a really good punt. It was good height. It got enough time for the defenders to get down there to pin him in the end zone. So, and now we got 20-1 with 2.5 minutes left in the game. And the ball's going to be placed right on the 35-yard line here. So I don't see a problem with Coach Wilkins here calling a bunch of runs to just kill off this clock and go home with a 19-point differential.
We may experience all 3 or 4 running backs in this drive. So go to work now.
Yeah. Well, and here's the thing. If they go into Surrey on the 10th, which I still don't have a date for, Kerry, they turn around and if they lose to Surrey there, right, then it becomes they each won a game, so then it becomes the tiebreaker, which is points against, right? And so they put up 20, and North Surrey only had 14 before, so there's 34. But if we look at hold on one second. Get me a trusty iPhone out here. It's got all the information in the world in it.
Your stats assistant.
I have the World Wide Web in my hand. The points against for the Giants is 36. Well, 37 now tonight. So, I mean, that might be
boy, what a tight race it is there, isn't it?
Man, that's just so close. And the Giants are a game behind as well. So they still have a game to make up against North Surrey.
Here's Frick now, and there's the handoff, and Buckwitz barrels his way ahead. Tries to cut out right, and he's still on his feet. Met by 3 defenders, and they still can't take him down, but they do drive him out of bounds.
Yeah. That's about the 4th time tonight we've seen that, where they just can't tackle Buckowitz. They slow his momentum, but they can't tackle him.
It's like that supervillain Juggernaut. You just can't stop him.
Yeah.
Let's hope to minimize the damage, and what a game he's had tonight. And As good as Buckwitz has been, though, I tell you, I've been very impressed with the game of Saunders and when he's got his hand on the ball. I mean, you look up and down, though, you could probably pick out anyone wearing Navy, and they've contributed in one way or another.
Yeah, you've had Frick's had a great game at quarterback, that huge throw to start things off. Cousins to catch in that throw. Geiger has played awesome on defense. Saunders has been everywhere.
Frick now will go to the air, lofts it up neatly. Buckwitz sheds a tackle. Buckwitz still on his feet. Drags a man, and he pulled a Dora the Explorer. He had a backpack draped all over him, and they couldn't bring him down.
He gets all the way down over the North Surrey's 50-yard line before he gets pushed out of bounds here too, and they still didn't bring him down. I mean, they had 2 guys on him to drive him out of bounds, but they couldn't tackle him. And a great little throw by Frick, and he's had a great game just outside of the defender, right where Buckwitz was the only one that can catch it, and then the defender comes down and makes a low tackle on him, but bounces off his legs, tree trunks. And Buckwitz is able to turn around and keep moving and get a first down and move those sticks one more time.
Probably a 40 or 50-yard weight disadvantage there as he'll go to the air, man open, and the defender is going to be called for pass interference as he wasn't looking at the play and kind of got his head in the way.
Well, I don't know if I call that pass interference, but the ball was definitely in the receiver's hands before there was any contact made. But you're right, he didn't turn around and look for the ball. He played the man and not the ball. So
Howarth gave him, the defender, a nice little pat on the head for limiting him from, if he would have caught it, he probably would have been on his way to another major. So if that's a good penalty to take.
Yeah, they're going to wave that one off. I thought so. I mean, when you're reffing a game like this and you see something like that, throw the flag, get together, have a conversation about it, and make the decision. But that wasn't pass interference because the ball was in his hands before the defender got in there, made any sort of contact.
Ball on the Tigers' 48-yard line for the Giants. Second down, 1:37 remaining here in the football game. Barring a miracle, regulation will be all we'll see of this football game. These Titans will meet again, though, in a couple of weeks. Bear Creek, if you're so inclined to make your way down. Buckwitz, straight arm. Mashes man down. Buckwitz still on his feet. Buckwitz to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Giants. He wouldn't be denied, and he gets the football hat trick.
Well,
Bushy's not 1, not 2, but 3 tackles.
and he gets the closest thing they had to even tackling him was they gave him the shove to push him out of bounds, and he walked the tightrope there and kept moving. I feel sorry for that poor corner, though, who's about a third the size of Buckwitz, who ended up one-on-one in a rundown, and he got run down all right. Here comes Buckwitz here, pushes off the first tackler there, who's just arm tackling him, and then they give him a shove here, and he gets just tightrope sat right there, and another defender grabs a hold of him and rides him right into the end zone there. Great job by Buckwitz. And this is huge. This is huge right here because I was talking about point differential. Now the points against for Surrey is higher than the points against for Chilliwack, right? So if they match up again in week 10 and they lose to Surrey, but the differential doesn't change, they still take first place. I mean,
put on your coaching hat for a minute here. Now, if you're North Surrey, you've got this tape because it's on the internet. You can study it. You can break it down. How do you spin this to your team and say we can work with this and turn this around? Is it just the home field advantage?
Show them the first half. I mean, you just have to show them the first half and how they were tackling Buckwitz in the first half. He got nowhere. I mean, he had the reruns in the 30 yards there for a touchdown, but besides that, in the first half, he had absolutely nothing. You come second half, and now they're grabbing him up top. They're reaching for his arms. I mean, I'd hate to put my head down around one of those knees as they're pumping like that too. But that's what you got to do to stop him. You got to take his feet out. You're not going to make tackles grabbing him up high, and that's the same with Saunders. Is that he's going to run you down if you try hugging him. So don't hug him, tackle him. You know.
Point after attempt is good. We saw Kyung Young Hong helped off to the sidelines. We hope that young man's okay. It looks like his left leg or left knee in some distress.
Well, and he definitely got manhandled by Buckwitz on that run there, and driven to the ground. I mean, You can't reach for Buckowitz when he's running. If you do, there's a good chance you're going to get hurt. You got to go down and you got to take out those ankles.
Minute 24, all that's left here. 27-1 the score. North Surrey would love to punch it in to the end zone just to show themselves that they can do it against a team that hasn't allowed many majors this season.
And and the flip side of all this is Scott Wilkins and the Chilliwack Giants staff are going to be watching this tape too. So when you come back, you're going to see completely different game plans from both coaches. And I know Scott watches the tape. Hi, Scott. How you doing? And he watches the tape. He studies the team. And then when he goes back out there, he has a whole new game plan for it. So, I mean, they haven't seen each other since August, right? And we're sitting at, week 7 right now? So week 10, they're going to face each other again. He's going to have a whole new game plan for it.
I mean, we talked about North Surrey, head coach, 23 years experience. Another coach has been with them since 07, started coaching, in 2000, he was telling me. So they've got a lot of experience there that I'm sure can take some positives out of this game and run with it, and it should be one heck of a rematch.
I don't have the coach's name here, but I do believe it's Tom Easley.
Yes.
Is that who it is? Yeah. That's been doing it for years. And there's a reason why North Surrey's Bantam. Oh.
The Tennessee Titans play from the Super Bowl backfired, and the Giants recover.
Huge. I don't know if I would have gone that way with it. But okay, so Tom's coached North Surrey Bantam for years, right? And there's a reason why North Surrey Bantam's always in the playoffs. They're always up at the top. They're always a contender. And it's because of his coaching staff, is the consistency. The kids come up through the North Surrey program, and I like the North Surrey program. I mean, they're a tough club, but they start at a young age, and they teach them the fundamentals, they teach them the basics, they keep the teams together, they work them through their system, and when they get to the JB, the Bantam, the midget stages, they're always contenders. It's a very well-run club.
Case in point, the defending Bantam provincial champions.
Yep.
And boy, in the hunt again here, although, Chilliwack looking to make a statement here. I don't think they're taking the foot off the gas pedal anytime soon. It's Frick now. 2 in the backfield. Big Mason Murphy in there. Instead, he'll hand off Ganger, and he won't get far, and these Tigers still playing for pride as they'll drive him back into the turf.
Ball handed up to number 11, taking Ganger.
Great play calling here. Let's just keep it on the ground. And run the ball and just keep hammering it up the middle.
I think if you're the Tigers, too, something you can also be heartened by. They've shot themselves in the foot in a few inopportune times, very close to the end zone, and maybe a penalty or a sack, and you flip those around, you've got a much tighter ball game.
Well, and you got to remember, North Surrey's VMFL, they play Sundays, right? This is a short turnaround. It's a Friday night. It's a long drive out to Chilliwack, right? These guys were in school all day long today. Gone home, grabbed a quick snack, and then they're heading out to the field. They're not used to that. They're playing out of their element in all ways. Whereas Chilliwack plays Friday night regularly.
And Murphy got close to the first down while dragging about 3 defenders behind him.
They got a penalty on the play there, too.
And that's a case where Murphy literally had no space to run. They swarmed him like a pack of wolves, and he still managed to mash it ahead.
Yeah, well, that's a big boy. It's going to take a lot to stop him. So.
You and I could be out there, and we're both over 2 bills, and we would have had a tough time bringing him down, I think.
There's a holding happening here, and then ball's moving even closer to the end zone.
29 seconds to go. Chilliwack looking to add one more score, as you talked about the importance of scoring when it comes to the overall stats. And so there might be, a mom or dad out there thinking, why are they trying to run the score up on them? Well, it does matter in the long run.
It's very huge, and it's points against. So when being that if this wasn't a team that was contending with them for first place, it wouldn't matter the points against. But here they want to put as many points on Surrey as they can, because if they do lose in week 10 and it comes down to that tiebreaker, they want to make sure that those points are on the points against side of North Surrey.
Clock still running as we're down to 15 seconds. This will be the last play of the ball game, and I think Chilliwack is not going to add any more points on the board. I think they're just going to take a knee here with 7 seconds to go. So showing some sportsmanship.
Yeah, that's a classy thing to do.
The clock runs down, and the celebration on the side of the boys wearing blue as they look to the fans, and the fans salute them back. And one team undefeated, no more. As it is the Mad Butcher Bantam Giants out of Chilliwack keep their perfect season alive so far.
So I think it's pretty obvious the players of the game here were Buckowitz and Sahota. Buckowitz on the Giants side, Sahota on the Tigers side. And I think that Week 10 matchup is going to be one heck of a game.
Well, for the crew at VBN Sports, it's Warren Andrews as we saw Logan Buckowitz lead the way with 3 majors, all of them through the ground. Very impressive, I might add, too. Saunders with the other one as it was a 1-point single for the North Surrey Tigers that broke the shutout. For Matt Macri, I'm Warren Andrews in the cast of VBN Sports. Thanks to Robbie Snooks, Wayne Bjorgi, Joe Bjorgi, and company. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you down here next Friday in Chilliwack.
Thanks to Tristan for keeping us company
thanks
tonight.
to my son Tristan here for doing a great job of
Good
helping
to see
us
you,
out.
buddy.
Have a good night, everyone.